Okay, I'm back with the three most important things that people need in business. Entrepreneurs, side hustlers, whatever. This is what you need in order to have a successful business. Before you start yelling that you need more clients and you need more funding, the only way to do that, only way to get that and succeed with that is if you have these three things in place, okay? The first thing is a tracking system. You need a tracking system for the clients that you have and the clients that you are going to get, or customers that you have, the customers that you're going to get. That looks like making sure that you log every sale, every inquiry, every follow-up that you have to do. You can use a Google Workspace for that, meaning you can use Google Sheets or you can use Excel. You need some way to make sure digitally that you can track your clientele. Another way to do that is having a POS system like Square or Stripe. And in those, you need to make sure that you send invoices to your clients. I don't care if they purchase something big or small. I don't care if it's your mom or your aunt. You need to send them a invoice. Now, if you don't want them to use the invoice because of fees, then you can tell them they can use Cash App or Zelle in order to pay you, but you need to cash it out in your POS system so that it can collect that data for you, so that you know who is purchasing from you, what your most purchased product or service is, and how to give incentives to the people who already are working with you on a regular basis, who already utilize your services on a regular basis. Because if they've already purchased from you, you want them to continue purchasing from you in order to keep your business successful. Okay, makes sense? So that means you need some way to track Excel, Google Workspace, Sheets, whatever have you, in some sort of POS system, either Square or Stripe. Those are the only two that I highly recommend, no other ones, as far as collecting like invoices and sending out invoices and things like that. Okay, the next thing you need is a communication system. With a communication system, that means, again, you can use Google Workspace. These things are free. Everything that I'm naming is free. There may be a fee if you charge someone, and there may be a cost after a certain amount of usability. But at first, all of this stuff is free. Google Workspace. So with communication systems, you need a way to get information from your clients and your customers. So using forms or using, again, the sheets in order to put in people's full name, email, and phone number. These are the three most important things that we always forget to collect. We cannot run a successful business without having information and without being able to reach out to people with their information. That means that they confirmed to get contact from you. Use a form to collect information. On this form, you will be able to ask questions. You will be able to collect data from your clients to see what they like, what they don't like, what they need. Again, what's your biggest product or service? Google Forms, super important as far as the communication style, and it also looks professional because you can customize it, okay? Super important for communications. And also Sheets to make sure that you can remember that data. When you do a form, you can usually click a button that says you can collect information, so that way you don't have to manually put that stuff in. So then you will be able to go to your Sheets that you collected the information from the Google Forms and see what is going on in your business, okay, and with your clients. You can also use that in order to then email these people, talk to these people. So a MailChimp is important, some sort of MailChimp, or even if you use Google Mail, whatever it is that you use, you need to be able to contact your clients and your customers. Hey, I seen that you were interested in this or that. Hey, I remember talking to you the other day. Did you follow up with this or that? Hey, did you see my website? Hey, did you get a chance to get my product on my site? Whatever it is, you need to be able to communicate with your clients or your customers. And the best way to do that is by using forms and an email system. So like a MailChimp, which you can use free until you get a certain amount of clients or customers. And then the Google Forms is a way to communicate. And then Google Sheets, meaning that you either put the information in manually or you let the form collect your data. I'd always go with the form because it is most professional and people take you a lot more serious with things like that. It's also a way to sell as well, because you can have little notes and information, upsells, things like that, without having a expensive CRM system. Okay, and then always remember to have some sort of Google Sheet that has like your leads on there. It needs to be a list that has leads. It needs to be a list that has who you need to follow up with. It needs to have a list to say who has purchased from you. You need all of these things to keep track of. And last but not least, when do you have time to do all of this? That would be your accountability system, meaning your admin day. This is the particular day that you would sit down and go through this stuff that I'm talking about. You cannot have a successful business without having these three systems in place. Do not be lazy, okay? It is the only way to shoot to the top. You probably have customers and clients right now that you can collect money from. if you have these systems in place, because then you know what's going on with them. You are reminding them that you are there. You are reminding them how much they love your products, and you don't have to use social media to do this stuff. Social media is not the only way to collect data and to have business. I talk a lot about that in my How to Business book, especially the customer journey, which I could talk about in another post because it is extensive to talk about a customer journey. But once you have these 3 systems in place about what you're going to use, then the customer journey is a lot easier, and then you can just get it running like this. A lot of this stuff I'm telling you, they now have it where you can automate this stuff instead of doing it manually, but you may have to do some sort of manual because, again, this stuff is free. But the automated part is what really helps you in your business. You send a form, it's automatically filled out. It's automatically collecting your data. You send an invoice, it's automatically collecting that data. You may have to cash it out manually, but you have what you need in the end without having to manually do all of that stuff yourself. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to do another video about customer journey because it's super important. But first, I want you guys to get your systems in order. If you need more assistance along the way, and you don't want to have to always wait for me to shoot out some information or look at a video, check out my book, guys. The link will be below.